No. How do we shut her up?
Welcome to Nobody's Movie Review Podcast. I'm lighting my candle because this movie gives too many bad spirits.
Yeah.
You fucked the whole intro up. Welcome to Nobody's Movie Review Podcast. The most unprofessional show.
Where's your candle, Cram?
My candle's right here.
I just want to let everybody know if you really want a good candle, boom.
It's called Blue Balls.
Oh, wow.
I seen the candles. I bought a candle that's not here yet. It's from Miami. But they got like, they make like little decorations with the candle.
You know what my thing is?
How do we say?
Wait, what?
They make little decorations with the candles now. You know that? Like I got like this candle. It's like, it smells like donuts, but it's like, there's like little donuts inside the candle jar. So it's like,
that's kind of cool.
It looks like a whole bunch of little donuts inside the candle jar, but it's a candle.
That's kind of cool. You need to send me
and then when it melts down.
It melts down, yeah.
Can you eat it? I'm joking.
It looks like you can eat it though. It looks like you
right. Oh, can you send me your vendor?
They got it's in Miami. It's some. I'll send you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need that. That sounds freaking cute.
Yeah, they got different ones.
Mine just came from Home Goods. If everybody wants to know where mine is,
this came from a grocery store. I think this is a Glade candle.
Glades are still lit.
This was a gift.
Yo, Glades are the candles that our parents used to use when they're having sex.
I just bought this candle because I was cleaning my house, and I was like, "All right, let me just."
All right. Too much light. Hold on. All right, you guys ready?
Stan, what are we watching today?
All right, we watched The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, the third installment of the Conjuring franchise. This one centers around the story about Arne Johnson, who was the older, I think it was the older brother of a child.
He was the girlfriend. He was the boyfriend dating the sister.
Push your camera up, Stan. We can't even see your face, man.
All right, hold on.
There you go.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, son of a biscuit.
All right. Cool.
In my eye. Basically, it's a story. The story about Ed and Lorraine Warren, who tried to exorcise a demon inside of Arne Johnson, who was arrested and convicted of
murder.
Of murder.
Tried. He was not convicted.
He was convicted.
He was facing trial. He wasn't convicted yet.
He was actually facing the death
penalty,
5 years. Guys.
He was going back.
Penalty.
He was going
5 years.
I know, but he wasn't convicted as of yet during this movie.
Oh, in the beginning. Okay.
Right. Okay. All right.
Trial was still going on.
The lawyer. Right, the lawyer flow.
And this was a true story.
Yeah, it's a true story.
True events.
Yeah.
It was the first.
It was the true events is more like it.
No. It was the first. First time in American trial, where someone used demonic possession as a plea.
Correct. And he was facing the death penalty. You guys forgot that. It was death penalty.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like 10 minutes of the movie. It had the movie was bullshit.
No, it's not.
The movie is fucking bullshit.
Based off that,
are you a Conjuring fan?
The movie was really about the trial.
Are you a Conjuring fan?
It wasn't about the trial.
The movie wasn't about the trial.
That's the problem. That's what made the movie trash.
All right, no, slow down. Let us talk, and then you give us the trash, okay?
The Conjuring is trash.
The Conjuring is fucking crazily insane. Let me just
put that. Fuck? Okay, hold on. You gotta explain to me because I only seen the first one. I don't think I've seen the second one. I don't think so. Because now this lady can see things when she
Lorraine, she's always had the power.
She's always had vision.
I don't understand. She didn't have that in the first one.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. That's why I asked you, are you a Conjuring fan or not?
I don't remember that part.
Lorraine always get herself in some shit.
Since day one, she's always had vision.
It's corny.
Lorraine always getting herself in some shit. She always seeing some shit.
It's corny.
Yo, I felt like Lorraine's impeccable visions this time was off the chain.
Yes, but that bitch, that witch, the daughter,
that witch was off the chains too.
She's badass. Now she's not one to fuck with because she said, "How are you doing this?" And then sent the dead nigga from the morgue in there.
Mm-hmm.
So this demonic witch curse casting ass bitch,
it was
also
like
the
she had
daughter of a priest.
Of the priest, yep.
And I swore up and down that he was the one secretly doing the curses and stuff like that, but it made more sense that his daughter was, because I thought he was studying it so much as a priest. I was like, why are you so into it? You're a priest. You failed somewhere. He was like, all right. So he reached it. He found his daughter was obsessed with it, as was he. But she was like even more obsessed, and she had powers. This bitch
the movie did well with keeping the priest out of the loop to a certain extent, because we didn't find out all of that information until it came close to the end of the movie about the priest and his daughter.
Lorraine,
you know how some movies always go back and revert back to the priest, or I mean, and not go back to the priest, but you know how some movies always every now and then they keep going back to the middleman, and the middleman was the priest, but they barely showed him. And I like the fact that they kept the secret to the end of the movie to find out that was his daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
So how about one corny part, Space Ghost, the digitally animated rats in the crawl space.
Oh yeah.
It was all corny.
I said that was you killing the real rats in there. Huh?
The CDG wasn't the graphics was not up to par.
It was whack.
It was not whack.
The fat man in the morgue, the scares was so predictable. The shit is whack, bro.
You didn't know when the fat man first appeared, you didn't know he was going to attack Lorraine.
Yes, true. I knew he was going to attack somebody.
And then when the fucking boy, what's his name? Billy? What was his name?
When he did when he broke his back and
when
flipped
David contorted, that was ill shit.
I seen it coming. I was
in
not.
Some cases,
it was no surprise in any of this. Like I'm looking like, all right, it's a horror movie. Let's go. And it's like, all right, the scare's coming. Here you go.
Actually, but you know the thing about The Conjuring, I never classified The Conjuring as horror.
It's not. It's a thriller.
It's supposed to carry, but I know it's supposed to. I'm saying like the horror for me is it's not horror for me.
I mean, I don't know if it's because we're older, because I don't know, but it just doesn't do it. It don't just do it.
Some movies can be predictable, but
I like the part also when the lawyer lady was like, how am I going to prove to the court that,
show me what you got?
And she's like, show me what you got. He goes, oh, you can mean Annabelle. And then you see the next scene, she looks scared straight.
Yeah.
That'd be you. That'd be you, Space Ghost, gonna scare your ass straight, make you a believer.
Right. He needs a rude awakening.
I believe. I don't have no problem.
We should go to the haunted house and do some paranormal activity type stuff.
I thought the movie should have stayed on the court case and like showing.
I think that I would have liked to see.
I would have loved the movie better.
Freak out inside the courthouse.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed that.
The court scenes I liked. I liked the court scenes. I did.
Yeah.
It was
the other shit around, like her division shit. I didn't like that shit. Like I just didn't like it.
But that's true. That's what she sees. It's actually
that's
true.
Not part of the. That's when I know it's like, all right, this is not a based event. This is not the true events. Because it's bullshit.
Why wouldn't it be true event?
Her vision.
You don't believe that people
they amplified her visions to an extent, but
it's too much. To me, it's too much.
I like the part where
crutch for the movie for me. It's like they used her vision to move the movie
to reenact
when instead of just doing it in a better way.
I like the part when she went to reenact the girls' murders, or when she proved to the cops that the knife that was used, and then you see one of the cops that tipped $20 to the other cop for the bet.
Yeah,
I didn't like that either. I thought that was corny.
Why?
Because it could have made, like, if I was to do that scene in that movie, I would have had her prove it a different way. I would have it. Oh, pick which knife it is. Like
I like the way
they did that. I would have just been like, bring me the fucking evidence, and then she came back with some evidence. No,
you have to experience supernatural activity to believe that it is indeed supernatural. I can show you the artifacts. That doesn't mean you'll believe it.
I don't fuck with this bullshit.
He had mad artifacts, but she had to feel that shit.
I like the fact that it was just so smooth, and she was like, "It's that one." Like, yeah, I already know. This is light work for me.
Yeah,
that's my girl right there.
So when Arne, I like the way they spelled his name. I thought that was kind of creative. And when Arne killed the drunk,
what? That's how it's spelled. It's a real guy.
I know, but I like his parents, how he spelled his name.
You looked up the real information thing?
Yeah.
So when Arne killed the drunk uncle, I saw that coming. I said he either gonna kill that man or he gonna kill them fucking dogs.
I thought he was
gonna kill his girlfriend.
I thought he
I didn't see that. I saw him killing that man.
There and she was present.
She was there. She came in after the fact, but you got to remember, he was pushing him around. He grabbed him straight from the truck, drug him in there.
Yeah.
Spilled the beer everywhere. Was just be obnoxious. Fixed the thing. Turned this. She was just passing through, and then when she came through that final time, and he was like, "Oh, you got to give me a dance." And then when he seen him portrayed as that crazy, creepy, that shit was scary. I thought that was really scary.
I like the kid scene when the kid is laying on the waterbed.
Or the flashback.
That was kind of cool.
I always wanted a waterbed.
It wasn't scary, but it was cool. You know, I like the little face that you saw in the waterbed while he's laying down.
And then his hand.
And then the hand, yeah. You know what?
It would have been better if he just dragged him in the bed and then
that's what I was about to say. I said, you know what I would like? I would have liked if they would have just came up from out of the bed.
I would be more suspenseful if the fucking thing pulled him in the waterbed and now he's drowning and somebody gets him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same premise, but more like, oh my God, like what the fuck?
Yeah. And then I also wish that there was more hands in the water, like more dead people in the water. Like if I really want to make it scary.
The little kid, I do, like when he went in the tub and then like the rings became the fingers and shit. Like I like shit like that. Like that was
cool. That's cool. That was cool. A good intro.
Shower, like that was
the blood shower. I thought that was dope too. I'm actually agreeing with you on a lot of things today, and that's weird.
No, but the movie is as a whole is trash to me though.
When he was coming down the stairs after they pulled him from the bathroom, how he was the claws and shit that was scratching the wall, that was ill too. But that nigga twisted his fucking body up on that table. OD. Hey.
Okay, that was scary.
All right, I'll be right back.
Mute yourself.
Yeah.
No, like I mean, like after the first Conjuring, I looked up Ed and Lorraine Warren, and like they're like the fact that they were the first ones to like investigate.
You just turned your phone sideways, Cram. Sorry, Stan. Go ahead, Stan.
They were the first ones to investigate the Amityville house horrors, and so I started reading up on them. So I had heard about this case, but I didn't. I totally forgot. I didn't think about it when this movie came out. When the movie started and the names started looking familiar. I was like, oh, this is because it was a big deal in the 80s. It was like this, like it was like the first, because like before that, no one had ever tried to like use demonic possession as a way to get out of murder or anything.
Yeah, like that's pretty interesting. I agree.
But like like everything that's at the title card at the end when they were talking about like the family, the guy, Arne and the girl, they're still together to this day. They actually the kid David, him and another relative, a few years back, like maybe like 10, 15 years ago, they sued the Warrens because they wrote a book, and then they were like, they sued for like privacy or something like that. But it was because they've been writing books about shit like this all like forever.
But why wouldn't you write a book about what you've done?
I think it's because they use their actual names in the book.
Yeah, I mean, because it's actually personal stories. Like exorcism and stuff is not like, It's not like.
So
it's not
you
like
telling me
record.
you wouldn't want
this is like church, like I'm going here to perform a service type of thing.
Right. Yeah. So you telling me if you were possessed and your family and stuff, and someone wrote a book about it, you wouldn't want your actual name in the book?
You can't think of it. You can't think of it that way. It's like, let's say you're a nail tech and you go to somebody's house to do their nails, and you wrote a book about all the people that had fucked up nails. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
you used their names and told everybody that.
Because you could write a book and not.
Niggas do that all the time. The tall tale books or whatever the fuck they call them.
No, but they're talking about. He's talking about Lorraine and them, like actual names of people.
Tall tale, right?
So did they win the lawsuit?
I looked it up and I can't remember.
Because I wouldn't say it's a defamation of character, would you?
It's not, but it's like there's like privacy laws.
Okay, I could get that.
It's certain things you can't. You gotta
get that.
Okay.
They can tell a story. That's how they change the names, or they'll put that disclaimer up front. They'll change the names of the characters.
Technically, if it was me, I wouldn't be suing because they helped me save me and my boyfriend from my boyfriend killing himself.
So the original book was written in '83. Then they republished it in 2006. And then David and his brother, they sued the authors and the book publishers for violating their rights of privacy, libel, and intentional affliction of other emotional distress.
That wasn't emotional distress in fucking time.
I saw a picture.
Did they get any proceeds?
I saw a picture yesterday of somebody that I followed that actually likes horror movies too, and it was like the timeline of all the Conjuring and Annabelle mixed in events from the years that fell back to back. And I really like that because they all tie in within each other. And
it's like some fake Marvel movie bullshit to me.
But it's all connected. That's the point.
Yeah, but why? They're connecting it.
Why
it's
not
connected in life? They're just connecting it.
No, they're connected. What are you talking about?
No, there's
the Conjuring movies with the Annabelle.
Yes, Annabelle there's a connection with the Annabelle and Conjuring combined. It's a timeline.
It's
since the 70s.
The Warrens have.
I'm gonna find that picture.
That doll. The Warrens have that doll. They had that doll. They basically had like a
museum. Or they really have a museum?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's a museum per se, but like they had like a I don't know if it was just a room, but they like even like at the end of the movie, you see the
yeah, that's in every movie.
Right, but they had the doll from Annabelle, and they had the charm or whatever it was from the nun. They had that as well.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying so. Like as demonologists, they like whenever they would like solve whatever it was, or execute whatever they were doing, they would keep something from that. Like I don't know if they had a museum per se, but I think they had like it's like one of those things. Maybe like they had like something in their house people would visit, but like they kept all that shit.
I want to know the story of that. Is there shit that happens at that house?
Oh, I don't. They're dead now.
Shit that is what?
At the Warren's house.
They're probably gonna make a movie about that. I guarantee you. I would.
About the Warrens.
That's how Annabelle. Remember Annabelle?
But Annabelle was set within their house.
In that room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She escaped.
That's why I'm saying like you need to. It's a whole pattern. And you know what? I always tell people.
Maybe one day I'll watch all of them.
I can't believe you did it.
There's only one more.
I will say
I haven't watched Annabelle. I haven't seen that one Annabelle.
This is my
man, where have you been?
I've seen The Nun. I've seen The Conjuring. I think I've seen The Conjuring too. That's about it.
I love it all.
Conjuring 2 is playing hide and go seek.
Yeah, I like all of the Conjurings, to be honest with you.
I've seen that. I've seen the hide and go seek one. That's
Conjuring. All right, so that's part 2. So you gotta see part 1.
I've seen part 1. I did see part 1. With the photo and the hanging, the noose on the tree and shit.
Okay, so you've seen all of them.
I didn't see Annabelle's. I know for a fact I didn't see Annabelle.
Annabelle's
you need to watch the Annabelle's. I always tell people we're not the only people on this earth, but it's so crazy how the other beings can really be in other things and people don't believe it, but I don't know how people don't believe in like paranormal activity. I don't understand how people don't believe in ghosts. I just
think about it.
There's real others like
I've seen and heard too much to not.
I mean, Stan, you're Haitian, so you know what the fuck goes.
Oh, well, that's racist.
No, but I'm just saying.
To be honest with you,
all the time, man.
In my family, my grandmother and my aunt used to see things. And then I feel like I have a snippet of it because I used to see things as well. A few years ago, no, actually, it was like maybe 10 years ago.
I tell ghost stories.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you have people on this show that have seen things. I'm sure. I've seen a ghost too. I've seen a ghost a few times.
Huh?
Cram, have you ever seen a ghost?
Nah, not while awake, not conscious, no.
Not conscious.
I've had spirits visit me in my dreams, yeah.
Oh wow.
But I wasn't conscious, no.
So a lot of that stuff actually plays a part with me. I have never really spoken about this to people. My mom knows, and but I've actually had certain things. Like if I lay on my back, if I sleep, I can't lay on my back, first of all, because when I go to sleep, there's always some kind of pressure.
When you lay on your back, the demons come in your face. Like
right, exactly. So
they come in your face.
No, so what I'm saying
they I guess they're in your face.
It's funny he says that, but because of that, I've definitely experienced some kind of like paranormal activity with that devilish work where I'm laying on my back and there's someone on top of me. And there's someone.
I always get paralysis when
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I get. But I also see devilish things in my dreams. Yeah. And then sometimes I can't. Sometimes I've dreamt that I'm actually awake and I'm really not, and I'm out of breath and I can't talk and I'm literally gasping for air. And that's why I can't sleep on my back.
You have a cat?
No, I don't have any of that.
Cats. I've seen videos and secret recordings of people's cats sitting on their chest while they're sleeping, and they've told stories about restrictions of air, and they've blended or let's say connected cats to having some sort of demonic ability where it can snatch your breath.
Believe that. Well, I mean, there's a reason why they say cat has 9 lives.
Cats. The cat on the chest thing makes sense because when I lay on my chest, I catch paralysis all the time. So I try to lay on my side.
Same.
Whatever. So I can see cats as demons. I don't like cats. And then I can see them jumping on your fucking chest while you're sleeping on your back because they in that world.
You ever
that
seen
paralysis stuff is really true. That like I know you guys used to see. Stan. What?
What?
You gonna say Constantine?
No. I was talking about Dr. Sleep.
Oh, Dr.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's that like when he's the orderly, that he's like, whenever someone's about to die, the cat shows up.
The cat comes out of the room.
Oh well, I don't know about that part.
And in Constantine, he used the cat because he said cats are between hell and this world. Like
that's crazy.
They go in between.
I don't want a cat then. I definitely don't want a cat, but I've definitely experienced paralysis in devil-like forms, to be honest with you guys. And I've never really spoken that to people, and then I used to see things like, I haven't seen things lately, but when I was living in Long Island, I used to see things like one time there was in my bedroom, the door was open and I have a hallway in my old house. And the hallway, you can see the kitchen and the table. There's an end chair in the kitchen at the end of the kitchen table. And one time I remember sleeping and waking up, and there was a man sitting in the chair with a top hat, and he had a suit. It was black, and he was black, but I couldn't see nothing but his eyes, which was like a silver like eyes. And there was a woman on his lap, and I was sweating so profusely that I didn't want to move, but I could see the movement of the man and the woman, and it was really dark. We used to have a nightlight in the kitchen, so you can only catch a glimpse of it. but I used to see things. One time I saw someone. One time I saw.
Hold on.
What?
How old were you in that story?
I was 22. Okay. I was older.
Is it possible? Was it? I don't know. Maybe people were fucking in your house. I don't know.
This is in my house, my family's house, really. In the kitchen.
People don't fuck in your family's house?
In the kitchen, though? Come on.
Where people fuck? People fuck in kitchens. I don't know.
No, not at that time.
You never had sex in the kitchen?
It was like 3 a.m. And on top of that, I lived with my grandmother and on top of that, I lived with my grandmother and my mom and siblings. So no, I don't think
there's a lot of people with an opportunity.
Someone's gonna come in the kitchen with a suit and a top hat stand at 3 a.m. in the morning.
People have kinks. It's 2021. Don't kink shame anybody.
Listen, the answer to that is no.
Sounds like a scene out of a recent movie that I've seen.
Yeah, I've also seen things in my backyard when I was younger. I saw an old woman in the backyard sitting there in my backyard. My grandmother used to have this like chair when she would do her laundry. And back then, my grandma was very old school. So she would have the clotheslines and put her clothes out on the backyard. And I remember seeing an old woman sitting in the backyard. But in my family, my grandmother and her sister used to see things. They would call up our family members sometimes and just tell us to be aware of certain things. And honestly, you would have to believe whenever they did that. One time I had a dream about my uncle, and I called my mom up this is when I was living with my ex in Jersey. I called my mom up. It was like 4 a.m. I had a dream about him, and I'm like, can you just call him to check on him? And about a month later, we found out he was diagnosed with cancer. And I haven't spoken to him in years. So for me to have a dream about it and for me to tell my mom to call him, it was like, weird. But I believe in stuff like that. I've always have, and I don't never doubt that stuff. I believe in paranormal activity. I believe in other beings on this earth. There's aliens, and people fail to believe that there's aliens on this earth. Aliens exist.
I mean, I've heard tons of stories growing up. My grandma telling me shit, my mom telling me shit. Like, I don't know. I stay away. I try not to give too much credence to it. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in it, but like I don't put too much stock into it because then it'll just I'll run wild. Like, my mom had a cousin when I was growing up, right? This guy, and it's easy to explain things away. Like she had a cousin who died in like the early 90s, and he died of HIV. As far as we know, he didn't like sleep around. His wife and son are still alive today. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have anything, and he wasn't like he didn't. There was no evidence that he like shared needles or anything like that. So for a long time, everybody in my family was like, "Well, how did he die? How did he get HIV? That's kind of weird." And they were like, "Oh, somebody must have done something to him or whatever." I'm just like, or maybe he got his dick sucked one time and that was the one time he got HIV. I don't know.
You know what? I thought you was gonna turn this into a sad story and you wind up.
No, you was talking about just now.
I'm just saying, like, I try to explain these things away because if I spend too much time thinking about what people were doing and or what's real and what's not, I'll go nuts. And I don't. It's not a. Like as far as a movie goes, I can in the context of a movie, I'm like, okay, this is a thing, and in this context, I take it in. Like at the end of the movie, when they played the actual like audio footage, audio of the exorcism of David,
stuff like that.
Yeah, it was fucking like it's the same thing with like the exorcism of Emily Rose. See, that's I don't know if
I love that.
I don't know if you've seen that Space Ghost, but that I think is better served than this movie because
there was actually tapings and stuff of Emily Rose's exorcism. Yeah,
right. And the movie goes through the actual court proceedings because in that case it was the priest that performed the exorcism that was on trial. So I think that's a much better representation of what this could have been. But
right,
at the same
I
time,
agree.
Those are the things that kind of like that freak me out when you start seeing like hearing actual footage and seeing actual video. Like what's the movie where they had like the movie version and like the real footage side by side? Remember that one?
What Paranormal Activity?
The Fourth Kind.
The Fourth Kind. That I never saw that. Freaky.
Oh,
that shit is freaky, dude.
That's the scariest movie I've ever watched in my life.
So like basically,
the fourth kind? Okay, I'm gonna watch that.
That is the scariest movie I've ever seen. I don't
because basically, Chanel, they had side by side footage of like they had the movie footage with like the actors, and then the actual footage,
footage, and they will cut. Yeah. They will cut between it, so you would know. They will cut between it, and then they will put it side by side. So
oh wow!
Like they're not fucking around. Like
that
shit.
Actual ghosts.
No,
it was like
it was a therapist.
Lady
was a therapist, and she was interviewing people who've been abducted by aliens. She was interviewing people.
Oh, I want to watch that. I've never saw that. I never even heard of it, but thank you. I'm definitely not.
She would hypnotize them and have them go back to where they were, and they would recollect what they saw and how they felt and heard.
There's a movie coming out similar to that in regards to the drug, the a psychotic drug, and they're
Synchronic.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, no, not Synchronic, but they're like, hey, what happened to Sarah? Or like, what happened to this girl? And it was like, I don't know, I haven't thought about her since high school. And then they're taking this drug to go back in time. Have you guys familiar with the trailer?
I don't know.
No, but I'm always down for that.
That's not the same as what I was talking about, but but basically it just goes. The Fourth Kind is the scariest movie I've ever watched in my fucking life.
Really? That's interesting. So not Paranormal Activity, The Exorcist, none of that.
Paranormal Activity, it was cool, whatever. Exorcist is crazy.
But
Exorcist is crazy.
This is a different kind of it's a different kind of scary. It's like mental scary.
Yeah.
So
Did you like the whole Paranormal Activities sequels?
That's what I'm saying.
Those movies like try to scare you, like you know what I'm saying? Like those are like horror movies that like scare. Like the Fourth Kind.
No, but that really didn't happen though.
Wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Like, is this real? Is this not real? Because then they show the real footage, and then you're like, oh,
right. Okay.
Like, oh, like you're like, you watch a movie and be like, oh, this didn't really happen, but they put the real footage side by side.
Right.
The police.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a go.
So then you're like
whenever I see a horror movie or a scary movie like that where they use actual footage, like at the end of them, like the remake to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the first remakes they did, at the end of the movie, they
Trey Songz?
No. Was it? Maybe. Yeah, actually, maybe.
That was the Trey Songz.
That's horrible.
I think was Jessica Biel in
it.
Yeah, that's horrible.
At the end of that movie, like at the end of the credits, I think it's, or right before the credits, there's actual footage of the cops going into the house in Texas.
Oh yeah. You're right.
You see actual footage of Leatherface. It's like stuff like that is always what
that's real shit though. That's real.
That's why the Fourth Kind is so good, because they sprinkle that in through the whole movie. So you're like,
I'm gonna definitely take. I've never heard of it, so thanks for putting me onto that. I would say my favorite top films too is like, you never thought The Sixth Sense was a good film? Like that was a good horror.
But that's
film.
That's not horror though.
It's not.
I mean, what would you classify that as? Sci-fi?
No, it is horror though, Stan. It is. It's M. Night Shyamalan, but it is like horror kind of, like the new movie Old that's about to come out. Like
I can't wait for us. We got
the Sixth Sense realm. It's the same guy.
Can we go? Can we try to go to the movies to actually watch that?
I mean, I seen Quiet Place.
Oh, you saw Quiet Place at the movie theater?
Yeah, so did I.
How was your experience there?
They thank everybody for coming to the movies now.
Oh, that's nice.
Better.
They're like, thank you guys for coming to the movies. You purchased a ticket. You understand the importance of being together.
Yeah, you understand the importance of COVID.
no, they say you understand the importance of being together in a room and enjoying something.
And thank you for coming, because had you not been here, I wouldn't have a job, type of thing.
That's what they say now.
But
rich people talking to me through the screen, like, shut the fuck up.
The Conjuring movies have been great.
Yes.
I'm definitely looking forward to another.
I can honestly agree with you on that. All three, they've never disappointed me.
And you learn a little bit more in this one, because remember when it was like the demonic possession, the person couldn't read from the Bible, couldn't touch holy water, couldn't hold a cross or whatever the case might have been.
But this one could, right?
This one could, because he was cursed. he wasn't. The woman,
possessed.
I forget her name. I think it was Lola. She was the one who was in control.
She was possessed,
but I also
she was
think
controlling
because
him.
of the
I'm confused.
the what they call the torment.
Totem.
The totem was, if you looked at the actual footage of the totem, it's two teeth split wide open into a devilish form with horns that looks like in the devilish horns with demonic things in the center for the eyes and the horn.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you find that under the house, why not just fucking move it?
Move? Yeah, thank you.
I don't understand. Like, why don't you just move, take the shit away?
I would have burned it.
That I wouldn't even do. I wouldn't even do that. I would just, you know what?
Because remember, it's just it's a symbol that you've been cursed, not necessarily.
That's true.
Because you can't just, you can move it, whatever you want. It's marked. You've been marked.
I was gonna, you know what?
So
you're right.
And realistically, it's not so much the totem that mattered at that point because it was the altar that needed to be destroyed. So you could have moved the totem and put it in.
About a totem.
You could have put the totem anywhere.
I have a story about a totem too. Like somebody kept having like bad things happen to them. I forgot who the fuck it was. Somebody just
found the totem in their house
and behind their bathroom, behind their toilet in the bathroom. They found a totem, like they found like a bone thing like that behind.
Oh my God.
And it was like, why is all this bad shit keep happening? Why is all this bad shit happening? And then one day, like they were cleaning the house and they found that shit. And they were like,
when they removed it, did anything change?
Yeah, like everything just life got better basically, but their life was like getting fucked up. Like somebody.
Wow.
And that's a mental thing too. If you think about it like this, like you finally find the totem, you believe that this is the cause of your misguided luck or whatever the case might be.
It is though.
And you destroy it. Like, it's all mental state though.
Nah, like
no, I think that's not.
Stan to tell you, Haitian people, if they curse you, they will probably leave some shit in your fucking house, and that shit will fucking. My mom wouldn't. She would rather spend extra money on a book. Let's say like so. I think it was my friend. I think it was like Jeff's mom told me about somebody about this, like about that story.
Like there was. I remember when I was in like I might have been like 4th grade, 5th grade, and someone I knew had a book that I needed for school, and they weren't using it anymore, so they were like, oh, they were gonna give it to me, and then my mom was like, nope, because Haitians believe that like if somebody gives you a book, they're gonna put something in the book to make you not want to study or make you not want to read.
So she bought it.
She bought a brand new one rather than.
I get you.
Get a different book.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I believe that people are cursed. I feel like I believe that curse stuff because I feel like once I moved, like God bless my grandmother, rest in peace to her. But I feel like there was so many evil things that was happening within my house. Like there was a lot of things that were going on. And then we had a house fire. And I feel like, I hate to say it, that I feel like everyone progressed in a better space after. Like my mom had got her new house and stuff like that. And then I moved to the Bronx right after because of the house fire. And I felt like my life got better once I moved out of Long Island, but out of that house. And I've never been back. Like I visited the house before, my old house. They rebuilt it and stuff. But I felt like there was a lot of evil things going on, a lot of things in my family, a lot of death in my family. And I feel like once we parted ways in the house, I felt like everyone's life got better. And I hate to say that because I grew up in my grandmother's house since I was born and raised in Brooklyn and moved to Long Island. I was living out there since 11, basically, till I was damn near 25. And I can honestly say that a lot of bad things happened in that house. And then the fire, I had a house fire. I will never wish that on anyone, but I had a house fire, and then that's what made me move to the Bronx. That's what made me, I would have never moved to the Bronx, but because I had a house fire, I moved to the Bronx, lived with my brother and his wife at the time. But I felt like my mother progressed with getting her own house, and now we're extremely happy. Like, and Phoenix, then I'm here. Huh?
A Phoenix born from the ashes.
Yeah.
Have you ever told anybody about these visions or bad luck?
No, you guys and the people now that's watching this show know about it. I mean, Christina knows.
Why you never told anybody?
I don't know. I just what is that gonna do for anyone if I told you the story?
In the time in which it was occurring, I think you should have shared it with somebody. Maybe they were experiencing the same thing.
You know what's so crazy is, as open as you think I am, I'm actually a very private person when it comes to stuff like that. Like, a lot of people didn't even know I had a house fire unless I eventually told them. Like, a lot of like even close friends of mine, I've never really told them that I had a house fire until they ask, like, why'd you move from Long Island to the Bronx? And then I say, well, I had a house fire, you know.
Did you guys collect the insurance on the house?
Yeah, like, the thing about it is my uncle is the owner of the house, and at the time we were wondering why he didn't want to go back there. And honestly, I don't question it, because maybe we need a blessing.
Was anybody in the house when the shit burnt?
Huh?
Was anybody home when the house caught fire?
Yeah, so to give just a little limelight, what happened was I was at work. I was working at this law firm at the time, and I had left like a regular normal day to go to work, and by lunchtime my mother calls me to tell me that the house is on fire. The kitchen was actually on fire first, and as
so
far
we
as
say it was a grease fire or something like that.
So as far as my sister's ex-boyfriend, he was the one that was cooking in the house, or at least something. He was attempting to cook in the house or something in that manner, and the fire department wrote it off as an electrical fire. One of the stovetops, I guess
electric stove
caught on fire while he was in the bathroom, I guess. And by the time he came back, it was in flames. And then I guess he was trying, you know, at that time, I can honestly picture people when people always say, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. But until you're in that moment, you don't know what the hell you're going to do.
Yeah.
And I think he tried to put water on top of the grease from the stove, and then that's what engulfed it in flames instead. But for people to know that if you ever have a grease fire, just put flour to cut the fire out. Like, flour will really kill the fire. If it's a small fire, you can actually put it out. But I think he was panicking. So, you know, any panicked person probably normally would go to the sink and put water on it. And I think that's what really set the fire off. And my mom was downstairs in the basement with my niece at the time. And then I got a call. I had just came back from lunch, and my mom is screaming on the phone, like, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. I didn't even think. That's why I'm like, I understand people when they say they don't think. You don't think. I literally I ran to my boss's office, and I said, my house is on fire. I gotta go. And I remember just darting out, rushing to my house. By the time I got to my house, I have pictures and stuff, but by the time I got to my house, it was the whole top floor was gone, like completely burnt. The kitchen, everything. Like, I have pictures to show, and if you look, you would be like, God damn, like, I lost everything. And I want to
hear a funny story, but still scary at the same time, pertaining to house fires.
Yeah.
When I was younger, about 3 years old, I used to play with matches. At this time, I lived in the projects over here in Leviston Towers, Mount Vernon, right?
Yeah, that's
I used to play with matches. I used to play with matches, and during this day, I was playing with matches in my mom's room, playing. It burnt my hand. I threw a match in the defensive mechanism, right? Or manner.
Right, exactly.
The match lands on my mom's bed, catches on fire. Me, I think I want to say I was 2 because I couldn't talk. So me being me, I went to the toilet. Well, I tried to tell my people first. They were in the front of the house. They didn't know what I was going on. I was sweating bullets, everything, right? So I was trying to tell them, but I couldn't tell them because I couldn't speak at this point. I couldn't make words yet. So I was going from the toilet to the bed, to the toilet to the bed, trying to put this fire out, sorry. After 3 or 4 attempts of me, as the story is told to me, as my sister's telling me, you came out and I had like black ashes on my forehead.
Oh, wow.
When they ran in the back, the fucking room was engulfed in flames like a scene of a movie, just straight.
Oh my God.
Roaring fire.
Oh my
God.
I
had been trying to put it out. And I set my mom's bed on fire. The whole room. My mom was so sad. But she couldn't be mad at me because 1, I was trying to put it out. 2, it was her first son. And 3, I was just mad cute. So I gotta live with it. My mother will tell you to this day that I almost set the whole fucking apartment on fire.
Wow.
This is in the projects on the 9th floor, 9K, 241 South Mac Avenue. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would never wish that on anyone.
I learned about
fires is something that
early in my life.
Wait, what?
I learned about fire real early in my life. When I was a baby, my father used to have like white hands, like white patches on his hands. I never knew what it was until I got older, and well, not a little older, like I was like 5 or whatever.
Was it Villa Lago?
No, my father told me it was a time where there was a fire. He used to smoke cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Fire. He was fucking with it, and then the shit engulfed in flames. Something happened. We got flames. His whole hands got burnt from his whole arm. He had to go in the hospital and lay like this.
For my
5
God!
days he had to lay like this in the hospital.
Oh my God!
So and then he's healed now. Like everything is healed now. But ever since I was a baby, he told me don't play with fire. He showed me pictures of him in the hospital.
I was drawn to fire.
Something that,
I like fire. I used to eat ashes from the cigarette butt.
It's a whole different thing, dude.
Yeah, fires is something I don't really play with, enjoy talking about it, something because that's actually very personal to me. So yeah, I can relate to that. But I do believe in certain things with that, it's crazy stuff out here.
This movie is a small cut.
Yeah, so this movie is definitely a good one.
I think so too.
I think Lorraine really bit off more than what she could chew this movie. And Shorty was like, how did you do that? That was cool. Like she wasn't impressed. Cause she was like,
you do that? That was cool.
She was, yeah, because that's the vibe I got. Cause she was just talking to her like, how did you do that? When Lorraine started reciting shit from the Bible.
Hold on one second. You could go. I'm just gotta answer the door.
So when Lorraine started reciting shit and the shit just blew off the table and it disturbed her whole Lola's whole what you call it, spiritual thing when she was about to break the glass and cut his wrist.
Yeah.
Of Arnie. I thought that was dope. Like she really saved dude's life. And that was cool.
Any last words?
I don't know how you don't like this movie. I would give it, for me personally, I give it a cup of Dippin' Dots because I always like The Conjuring. So
I don't fuck with this one.
I'll give it one big hookah puff of smoke worth of Dippin' Dots.
Give it a cup. About a cup. It was fine.
All right. So what's the next movie that we're watching? I gotta make tacos. Christina's here.
No one can. Oh, Christina's here. Tell her to come in and say hello.
Christina.
By the way, guys, this is Chrissy.
I'm about to cook. Don't worry. I'm wrapping up right now.
The most delightful soul
said, come here.
you'll ever meet. Full of energy, full of life, and she has the most amazing. He's actually talking really nice about you right now. Most amazing smile. She's coming. It's like smiles running the friendship.
Friend of the show, y'all. What's up?
Look at this lovely soul. Yes, look at you. You are gorgeous.
Nice stuff about you. Is that cranberry sauce? That shit.
That's cranberry sauce.
The In the Heights comes out, I think.
I was gonna say, let's watch In the Heights.
In the Heights.
We were just talking about The Conjuring.
Yeah, we do a musical.
Oh, that was off the chain.
See, Space Ghost hated it.
I
don't know if I agree with In the Heights.
You like musicals? Love musicals, man.
I don't really like musicals.
You look so cute in the camera, right?
Who,
me? Don't look at the zit. That's fun.
We didn't even know it until you said something about it.
It's the glass. It's the glasses for me.
Mm-hmm. He said it's the glasses for me.
What's up, star of the show? Even though I'm not on the show.
Let me make these tacos, guys. In the Heights. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? In the Heights. That's the movie for the week. We'll watch it. Me and Christina.
Your show is off the chain. I always watch
come
all
back
the
and
shows
sing a
with Chanel.
song.
Come back and sing. She'll sing Beyonce for you any day.
Love on top. There we go.
No, you have to sing something from In the Heights.
We're not singing anything from In the Heights.
We have let's pencil that in. We can do a double because I'm not really feeling that.
What's wrong with In the Heights? But his whole shit just dropped.
That's what you get for talking crap.
In the Heights, like the musical?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cute.
We're not singing, but yeah, let's do it.
Or we do Meet the Blacks.
Make these tacos, guys. Huh?
Or you do Meet the Blacks too. But I think that's in the movie theaters.
I don't know what that is. I'm not watching it.
Meet the Blacks?
No, I'm good.
Haha Davis, Cat Williams, Mike Epps.
Oh, I'll watch that just because. But let's do In the Heights. I actually want to see that. So let's do In the Heights.
Okay.
Are we good?
We're good.
Where did Cram go?
His phone died. All right, peace.
All right.